welcome to LOCKBEARD Phenomena number 46. British Bigfoot with a question mark. It is May 28th, 2022. What is up? What is up? Grasshopper says, What do you want? I mean, I think you probably just heard that. That was me just now getting a notification for this live stream in my email. You're really on top of it, YouTube. Hello, Angel. Hello, Mark. Hello, Jen. And hello, Nikki. Welcome, everyone. Hopefully, Mr. Lee shows up because he's got some splaining to do. Good day there, Jen, says Mark Todman. Grasshopper says evening all or afternoon. Well, it's 6 p.m. here, so I guess it's evening. Still got a couple hours of sunlight. I'm hoping to get, I mean, it'd suck for you guys. Well, I don't know how much you care. If I get the right message on my phone here, I might have to make this an hour long and drive to another town before the sun goes down. But I probably won't. Someone else probably already jumped on it. Tall Ones is here. Welcome. Jay Fritz, who's going to be on his best behavior in the coming days, I'm sure. Angel. Hello. Did they actually do it justice? See, every time they make a sequel to a movie, you know, any franchise, because there's just one movie, but any of them, like especially years later, or if they remake it, they almost always screw it up. Very seldom is it acceptable. So, you know, I just been burned, you know. I mean, I'm not going to go to the theater. I know that. I will not support the theaters anymore. I'm not going to fucking do it. It's not happening. They done pissed me off. You know, because it isn't just about Hollywood. Like my local theater pissed me off too about something. They did it justice. Well, I hope so. I'll consume it like I do most movies these days in the last couple of years since I began boycotting. Well, really, it's coming up on 3 years. I've been boycotting for almost 3 years. The only exception I made was for the new Bill and Ted movie. I know some people liked it. It was junk. I thought it was junk for the most part. There was some good stuff in it, but for the most part, it was junk. But yeah, I'll consume it like I do most movies through, you know, just look at the spoiler reviews that just tell the story and show clips. And a lot of times you can catch enough clips on YouTube that you pretty much got the movie. As long as you got the synopsis and you've watched some spoiler reviews that were not too opinionated, you pretty much got the gist of the movie. Timmy Boy, welcome. Now, if we just had Mr. Lee. Level up, come on. Mr. Lee's got some splaining to do. You're exactly right, but they absolutely did it right. No craziness. Awesome. Grasshopper says, I'm going out for a smoke while everyone says hi. Jay says, everybody think of Sanders. She has the flu bad. Yeah. Hopefully she recovers quickly. Supposed to be in touch. Timmy Boy. Mr. Lee, there you are. You got some explaining to do. You've been You've been neglecting your duties, your Bigfoot, your Bigfoot report over on Moog's channel. I'm seeing all these possible Bigfoot reports, and you haven't been reporting them. What's up with that? Ruthless, welcome. Ruthless, I might look a little bigger today. Yesterday the bees were not in a pleasant mood. I actually had to break out the smoker. Once I put a little smoke on them, they calmed the hell down. I didn't put on a veil though. Actually, I haven't taken my veil out of the package it came in. But the bees did sting me a few times, so I'm a little swollen in places. What you up to this weekend? Says the tall ones. To who? To me? Trying to catch some bees. Been a little problematic in some cases. Like I got an empty hive sitting over there, and I want some bees in it. And what'd you do? You need to do the British Bigfoot report. You see that map on the thumbnail? All those Bigfoot reports in Great Britain? Slacker. Flu getting around here as well. Shit has 36 hours of it. The last you saw the sky. Yeah. But I just thought this little clip was funny.
I'm gonna knock on a tree, see if I get a response.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd hold your breath, lady. I don't know. Emma says, hello, Lockbeard. Welcome, Emma. Living the dream, says Timmy Boy. J. Oaks called Mr. 3 pussy. Yeah, he does that all the time. We've been trying to get Mr. Lee to do the British Bigfoot report. We were joking that he all he'd have to do is just pop on screen, say no, nothing to report this week, and pop off basically because there's no Bigfoot in Great Britain. But it appears that there are Bigfoot in Great Britain, and Mr. Lee has been holding out on us. Ruthless System Boy, it's Roro, your boat stuff. Yeah. Yep. What about these guys? They went over there. These yahoos.
Taken. Arriving at Neil's location here, this area does look very squatchy, and this photo is the only photographic evidence that anybody knows about here.
So, let me back up to that photo. There we go. Mr. Lee, is that a legit photo? Okay, Troy says, hey, everybody. Was hoping to see Mr. Lee's first Bigfoot report. No, he's not doing it on here. Mr. Lee, I don't want you doing your British Bigfoot report over here. You're supposed to do it over on Moog's. He needs to do it over on Moog's. Tall One says, you should look into the Paul Stamets, the mushroom guy. He has a cure for the wing disease that doesn't require pesticides. It will stop the worldwide colony collapse. I have been, actually, I've talked about him on here before. I've been reading his stuff for maybe 25 years. Like the first thing from him that I ran across was his book on psilocybin mushrooms, and I was trying to grow some psilocybe azurescens. I still have the spore somewhere, I think. You can legally possess the spores because they're not hallucinogenic, but once you grow them, I don't know. I don't think they grew right. Like I wasn't convinced they grew. the ones that grew. I think there was contamination, but anyway, I still got them. I don't want to break. I don't want to. If you break the law, you know they want to do stuff like throw you in jail, and um, I don't do well in captivity. that it just wouldn't work out, and it for such a stupid reason too. Ruthless says Lockbeard, some Yowie footage apparently here in Australia. I should have sent it to you. Does it look like it's probably legit? Ruthless? Mr. Lee says, I don't mind Mo's calling me a pussy. He can be a dick like that sometimes. Something flare camera. Yeah. The only problem with that is, I don't know, it's just not going to be enough to, you know, it doesn't show a real visual image, you know, it's just kind of, yep. The Rotten documentary series. Here's Danny. Welcome. Luther says, like, I'll look through TikTok, see if I can find it again, send it Facebook to you. All right, man. Yeah, I kind of figured that's what you meant. Hello, Emma. I said hi to you earlier. Did you miss it? Yeah, infrared. Yeah, well, and like this infrared camera I got for the phone here, it's, you know, it's not all it's for is to kind of indicate there's something more to investigate. It's all it's for. Yeah. So like I've been even trying to find bee swarms with it. You know, I figure if it's cool out and I scan the wood line, and see a hot spot, it might be a bee swarm. I need at least one more bee swarm, damn it, before the season's up. The hives I got seem to be doing all right. I'll put that video up at some point, or do it and I'll put it in a live stream or something. I just haven't got around to that. Eartha says to me the footage is suspect. It's infrared, looks suspicious. It's at a distance. The usual footage that is always questionable. Yeah. Pork spare ribs are done in the oven. Dang it. You just reminded me of the reference to pork and beans on somebody's show last night. Where's Cindy at? I know she was saying that we need to be nicer to Gary. It's hard. I mean, the dude, like, maybe the dude is. Maybe he's like whacked out and he doesn't really know. But he speaks, when he types it in chat, it sounds like he's stating it. This is an absolute fact. Well, dude, you don't know that's a fact. You don't know that Bigfoot showed up and told you its name was Argo and it was surrounded by angels, because that's what he always says. And then he brought up pork and beans, which, if y'all aren't familiar with the pork and beans channel, it's a bullshit channel. It's full of bullshit. They'll put any old bullshit on there. So it didn't help his case with me when he brought that up. But whatever. Yogurt, ribs. Mr. Lee says, I haven't had time to watch Mr. Pat's show yet. Yeah, you should have been there, Mr. Lee. Me and Timmy goaded Gary Johnson into calling in. Pat did a call-in show instead of joining on StreamYard. I guess the thought being that people will find it easier to just talk on the phone instead of jumping on StreamYard. You know, I guess I can deal with it. I want people to get on camera. I want everybody to get. if they're going to tell their story, let's put a face to the person telling the story. You don't want to be like Dogman Cams over there and all them guys who hardly ever show their faces. Well, the reason why I kind of wonder the reason why they don't want to show their faces, dark sewage and all them guys, vault of nonsense, is because you can tell, you can catch nonverbal communication cues that they are lying out their ass. Watch them try to report me and shut me down. Jay says, I would say that there will always be more long distance footage. Short images will be very rare. Yeah. There's one thing, because I brought it up last night in the chat with your sighting. You were hunting there on a regular basis, as I understand it correctly. You're always out there popping squirrels. And I think most people would agree that when we go in the woods, even when we're not popping squirrels, that Bigfoot is damn well aware that we're there. Now maybe he somehow failed to notice you were there to be exposed like he did. I don't know. I'm just wondering how this Bigfoot didn't know you was there. I wonder. I don't know. Maybe he was comfortable, like he knew you weren't going to shoot at him. He's like, that guy. All he ever shoots is little tree rats. So I don't know. But I was making a joke in the chat that the Bigfoot was trying to show you, hey, there's some bigger shit to kill out here. You can kill some hogs. Yes, nice. Used to mean stupid, foolish. Once upon a time, you're not nice. Pork and bean, yeah, woo as hell. Really close up footage, yeah. Like finally hearing Gary. Yeah, it helps to be able to hear him saying, it helps you. You can, because the typed word, like, you don't know inflection and tone and all, there's so much missing in the chat. Like, people have misunderstandings. Someone could be telling. That's why when you tell a joke in chat, you got to like put an indicator of that you're joking. And even when you do, sometimes people still get pissed at you, and because they just ignored it or something. So it's just really hard. So it's better to talk, but it's even better to be on camera so people can see your face and gauge, is this person full of shit? You missed it. Oh. Gary, yeah, he, well, not on camera. Pat was doing a call in. He's doing a call in. I don't know if he's going to keep doing that or do it every so often or what his plan is, but it allowed him to get people in and out kind of thing. So, but I think the real issue is Pat's sick of looking at you, everybody. He's sick of looking at everybody. Yeah, you missed it, Mr. Lee. You missed it. Mr. Lee says, Patty, I'm going to watch after Lockbeard. Jay says, I'm thinking he was into the hunt so much he either didn't care or brain dead. Yeah, maybe he didn't care, or maybe he was trying to show you. He's like, hey, buddy, we out here together all the time. I know you don't see me, but look, there's these hogs out here. And there's a lot of meat on a hog. You don't want that little squirrel. Sharon's here. She says, hello, Lockbeard. Everyone chat. Yeah. So I'll look at this real quick. We gotta look at something. There's a bunch of sightings over in Great Britain. It's just how do you know which ones are real? This is over on the Mysterious Universe .org. It's from it's about 7 months ago, November. British Bigfoot footprint found by ghost hunter. It says although Bigfoot is considered to be an American cryptid, many nations have tales of tall, hairy creatures, and some skip trying to come up with their own name until they realize the marketing potential of having their own monster and co-opt the Bigfoot moniker. That list includes the UK, which already has tales of wild men, man monkeys, and other hairy humanoids, like probably Mr. Lee. However, Lee Brickley prefers British Bigfoot, and he's been hunting for it for 10 years in the best place to look for all things paranormal in the UK, Cannock Chase in the Staffordshire, where there have been hairy beast sightings since the 1800s. Lee Buckley now has, I assume they mean Brickley there, now has a reason to continue his 10-year hunt. He recently discovered a footprint that he believes could only be made by the British Bigfoot. I guess this is a quote from him. He says, "I was astounded. I'd never seen a footprint that large in my life, and it was clearly not made using a mold or cast. That is probably the moment I realized the Cannock Chase Bigfoot was more than just a myth." Lee Brickley is a paranormal investigator and author who is normally looking for ghosts in Cannock Chase. His latest tome is Ghost of Cannock Chase, terrifying reports of paranormal activity from the UK's most haunted town. But he admits in the Daily Star that he's also had a lifelong interest in the US Bigfoot. While researching Cannock Chase for his new ghost book, Brickley heard of 12 Bigfoot, wild man, monkey sightings in just 2 years. He says he got really interested when an anonymous source sent him an exact location where the source saw something unusual over Gentleshaw Common, a 212.5-acre heathland on the southern slope of the Cannock Chase. Brickley followed the directions, and they took him to the 16.15-inch footprint, which... Let me, well, is it going to show it? There it is. Hold on a second. I'll get it up. There we go. So I wonder if Mr. Lee has heard of this guy and is familiar with Cannock Chase and all that. That's supposedly the footprint he found, 16.15 inches long. He says, you see a lot of dead deer in Cannock Chase. Often they've been hit by cars, but it was unusual to see one in that condition. So, says about he's referring to, where's it at? Anyway, let me just keep reading here. A month later, in the same area, Brickley claims he found a claw mark on a tree next to a deer whose throat had been ripped out and belly eaten. And he has a photo of that as well, if you want to see that. Hold on a second. So here, yeah, I'm still on there, ain't I? All right. There's the Bigfoot footprint that he claims is Bigfoot. There's the claw marks. Which, yeah, it could be anything. But where's the deer? Maybe they're just showing the claw marks. Well, fine. fine. So he goes on to say, while it could have been an alien big cat, Brickley is going with Bigfoot, especially since he thinks he saw one himself in Cannock Chase while researching the ghost book, one big enough to fit that 16-inch footprint. He said, I can't say for sure what it was, as it was around 7 p.m. and getting dark, and the figure was covered in shadow. It definitely moved more like an animal than a man, and it was easily 7 foot tall. Does Britain have its own Bigfoot? Blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I don't know for sure. I don't see why they couldn't. I don't see why they couldn't have it. Uncle Bones, welcome. Uncle Bones called in last night too, Mr. Lee. Mr. Lee says, I heard about other cryptids in England. Only one sighting of Sasquatch in London, though. Huh. I mean, it looks like there's been a lot of sightings. It's just they're probably not calling it by that name, the older ones for sure. Mr. Lee says, that looks fake. Just saying, like, I'm not sure, but just saying. Well, this is why the British Bigfoot reporter needs to go and investigate this Lee Brickley. You need to go investigate him. There's a picture of this guy. I don't know. I don't think there's a picture of him here, but maybe there's one on the other deal. Lee Brickley. See, you could do a report on him. I guess that's supposed to be him. Well, there's one, there has to be more. Yeah, probably so. Uncle Bones to my fellow old fart, says Jay. You don't see a metatarsal break? I don't know. You know, we haven't been able to examine an actual body, so to say whether or not they have one, we can't really say that for sure. Some humans do, some humans don't. It may be the same for them. I think that the whole focus on that is probably over focused over focused on. So Lisa Sharon agree with that. Probably some tramp crackhead with no shoes. 16 inches though. I don't know. I mean, we gotta trust this guy is legit, you know, of course, or not. To even take this as evidence. Look like a stomper print, but not the best pick in the world. Welcome, cheese freak. Some could be flat-footed. We don't know. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, absolutely. We got more daylight this time of day now, getting into the summer. Y'all can see right there. Can't see them very well. You see a little hole, and it's like a box. That's a honeybee swarm trap, and so is that box there. Yeah, you can see the hole in it too. It's got a green entrance and the yellow entrance on the other one. Yeah, hit it for Lockbeard. So what's the deal, Miss Lee? You gonna You gonna do some investigation over there? You should get you like a cameraman and have him follow you around, and then whenever you like go to interview people, like you need to always have your sword with you or some shit, or your harpoon. Just that'd be your thing, right? People ask you why you got a sword, you'd be like, because I'm British, and swords are very British. Jay says, when it comes to nature, us humans are dumber than owl shit sometimes. Yeah. Well, and that's why when people get all mad that we won't just believe everybody. I'm like, believe people, like I can't, like for me to mistake a bear for a Bigfoot would be just a ridiculous concept. For most yahoos out there, no, it's not a ridiculous concept. A lot of people don't know what the hell they're looking at hardly at all. They just don't. They may actually believe what they think they saw, but they were horribly mistaken. So, I mean, I'm sure you understand, you spend a lot of time in the woods, and, you probably run across people saying, what is that thing? And you're like, well, this is what it is. And they thought it was something else. I mean, for me, in my lifetime, it's been primarily with snakes. People all the time swearing up and down, that's a water moccasin, that's a copperhead, blah, blah, blah. And it almost never is. If I get a chance to actually see the snake that you're talking about, it almost always is some other poor, harmless species of snake that they murdered because they thought, it's poisonous, I got to kill it. And I'm like, well, what you did just now is, kill one of your biggest, mouse killers, and, you kill it for nothing. Sometimes it might be a king snake. You don't want to kill a king snake because if a poisonous snake comes around, it's not too big, that king snake will eat that sucker. Because king snakes are awesome. But people they make mistakes all the time. So I can't just believe, everybody when they say they saw, Bigfoot. Just a lot of people just aren't that observant about nature or that knowledgeable to assess hardly anything they see that's wild if they've never seen it. And there's people who would say, hey, I got some bees over here, and you get over there and it's a yellow jacket nest. Well, you're like, well, I don't want yellow jackets. What you need is an exterminator. So that happens. Mr. Lee's laughing. Hello, Mr. Hugh. Welcome. Jay says he agrees. Mr. Lee says the grass snakes here are cool. I saw an adder here once, big one. That was cool. And the thing with like the poisonous snakes too, like there's no point in killing your poisonous snakes because there's other ones out there. They're breeding. They're gonna, when you kill that one, you've emptied a niche, and so another one's just gonna move in. So it's not point. What you need to do is figure out how to live in harmony with things. Humans can live in harmony with these things. It's just, you can. Sharon says, I saw a big bear footprint in my driveway and in my ditch. They both had a mid-tarsal break in the foot. Did you manage to get any pictures or a cast or a measurement on them? Timmy Boy says, people that hear a Bigfoot is worse. Yeah, you don't know what a Bigfoot sounds like, so don't tell me you heard Bigfoot. Sorry. I don't want to hear it. I mean, so everybody's like, I heard this is Bigfoot. Well, you don't know. Like out here, you hear what sounds like monkeys. I bet a lot of city slickers would come out and say, "Oh, that's Bigfoot." It's owls. It's owls. There's a lot of weird sounds out here. Usually, what you're hearing out of the woods is coyotes. Um, but yeah, not Sasquatch. Not to say that there couldn't be some out here. It's just a lot of people would think, oh, that sounds monkey like. There ain't supposed to be monkeys out here, so it must be the big monkey. No, it's an owl. Angel says I don't care for snakes, but just leave them alone and go the other way. Yeah, I always get people telling me, snakes chase you. I'm like, well, look, I've been chasing snakes since I was too young to remember. I've handled thousands of snakes. That's no exaggeration. And what I can tell you about snakes is they don't chase you. What happens is they get cornered. They feel like they can't get away, and they will turn to face you off. Some snakes will actually lunge at you and almost jumping off the ground, almost like some of these water snakes around here, which are completely harmless. They can't really hurt you. Like if they did bite you, it might the teeth are so tiny, like it might draw a little blood, but it doesn't hardly even hurt because it's these tiny, really, really sharp teeth, and they're just so tiny they don't hurt. But you're not going to get bit unless you put your hand down there. They can't bite through your pants. I mean, you know what I mean? And all you got to do is step away. You've cornered him. That's why he's turning the fight, because he's scared out of his mind. You are 100 times bigger than him. He's scared shitless. He's like, damn it, this thing, all it's got to do is stomp me once and it's over. These snakes are scared shitless of you. So just watch where you step in the woods. Like with copperheads, it's crazy because if you're walking through leaves, you need to be looking at your feet and like watching where you step and get an eye for copperheads, because their primary defense is to hide in an oak leaf litter and try to disappear. Their camouflage is made to hide, and so they got to sit still and let you pass without ever knowing they're there. Well, that's a problem with humans, because if you're a human who's drunk and stumbling through the woods and you step on him, well, he's going to bite you because you stepped on him. And, it's your fault. It's your fault. I was turning compost one time, and a really big copperhead was in there, and I didn't realize it was in there. Well, I turned the compost over, and out comes Coils the copperhead, and he rolls out of the compost, lands across my feet. He looks at me, quite surprised. I looked at him, a little bit surprised, and I just stood still, and he crawled away. He didn't bite me. I've found that copperheads are not very bitey. They're not like a rat snake. A rat snake will get vicious, but a copperhead, like, he's not as likely to try and bite you. He's almost like a king snake. Typically, king snakes, they don't try to bite you. But people are like, it's a snake. They don't know that. And I get it. Like, if you're not familiar enough with snakes to be able to tell the difference, like, it's better that you just treat them all as if they're poisonous and just step away. That's the best thing to do. Just step away. Uncle Bone says that link is about 9 foot tall creature in England. Yeah, I thought they said it was 10 foot, but maybe it was 9. Mr. Lee says, Lockbeard, do you watch Bigfoot and More with Cowboy? That was a good show. I haven't seen Bigfoot and More in a while. Was he on there? I didn't realize. I'll have to check it out. I've been busy, Mr. Lee, trying to handle some bullshit. Tim Boy says other Bigfooters beating on trees. Yeah, could be. Got pixel measurements, or it could be tree pops. You know, people aren't familiar with the woods. Like shit, the woods makes noise. It just does. You know, so if a person ain't been out in the woods enough to realize the trees pop, they just do. Sharon says, I got pixel measurements. You want cake? No, Jay, you don't want cake. You want bacon or steak. You need to keep it keto, like Mr. Lee does, and like I sometimes fail to, like I did today. Grasshopper says, the only sound that would convince me is right out of Jurassic Park. Yeah. Saw that they're coming out with a new one with Blue in it and Blue's offspring, I suppose. That was pretty cool. Pretty cool turn with the story. It's, you know, whatever. And, you know, Deborah Hartsfield Cryptid Show website from England. You asking Mr. Leaf, he does. Stronger every day. You'll check though. Who is it? Deborah Hartswell. Does she have a let me see. Is she on YouTube? See if I can find a channel. Deborah Hartswell, a phenomenonist, writer, podcaster, investigator, and the founding member of the Being Believed research. Stop turning. Hold on a second. And the founding member of the Being Believed. Here, I'll share the tab. Being Believed Research and Investigation Group that and has taken or researched over 3,000 witness reports. Deborah has formed a team of volunteer investigators researching the many witness reports that are reported each week to BBR. Deborah is a witness herself to an impossible creature that she saw in 1982. It took 30 years for her to find an official body that would take... What? She says, it took 30 years for me to find an official body that would take myself and my experience seriously. During those years, I found thousands of people in similar position. The experiences were as impossible as mine. So I assume this is what you're talking about. Deborah Hatswell. Trying to find him. Guess that's the best picture we're going to get. All right. There's Mogs. What's up, Mogs? AK Luke. Welcome. Mr. Lee says, the chat just jumped on me. So busy here, Lockbeard. Telling you, man. Well, I hear you. Uncle Bone says, Lockbeard, I left a link. It must be invisible. Just look up Deborah Hartswell, BBR. Yeah, it's, oh shit, I thought I had it on screen. There it is. Oops, there we go. Jay says, too late, brother. Lemon black cake and a piece of chocolate swirl cake. Oh my gosh. horrible. Mr. Lee is crying right now. What's up, Mogs? So Mogs, I was kind of getting on. Let's go fuck here. Kind of getting on Mr. Lee because that map on the thumbnail for this live stream is I can't remember who made that map. Who made that map? The Crypto Crew, I think, made it. Anyway, so that's a lot of sightings in Great Britain, and the British Bigfoot report has been slacking on us, letting us believe that there is no Bigfoot in Great Britain. Mr. Lee should be on the next episode of WTF Live, giving at least a half-hour British Bigfoot report, because there's some Bigfoot over there, it would appear. Mr. Lee says the real people don't advertise their stuff on YouTube. I've seen genuine ghost footage on video, though. Rutha says, Lockbeard, have a good one, mate. I'll see if I can find that Yowie footage and get it off to you. Cool. Thank you, man. Sharon says, Mogs, I'm doing really good. No pain, just sore. Be back and running soon. Mr. Lee says the BFRO has one reported sighting of Sasquatch in London, though. Yeah, but it's the BFRO. I don't think we're getting accurate or complete information out of BFRO. I just see no reason to trust it. And for all we know, it's been altered. I don't know. I don't trust them. Be good to each other, says Ruthless. Logan Monster says that was a werewolf, Mr. Lee. Yep, probably so. So yeah, I wasn't familiar with Deborah Hat's well, but there's let me I'll put the link in chat here. Make it easy for Mr. Lee to check it out. And you guys mentioned what am I trying to remember here? Bigfoot and more. See if I get this. Let's see. There we go. Squatching Cowboy was on there. So let me get the link for that in chat. Just a second. Just Bigfoot and more. Interview. There we go. Bam. It's probably Derek McManus. No, Mr. Lee. No. No problem, Uncle Bones. And the Bat Mom is here. Mr. Lee says that was a great show, Lockbeard. Cowboy was talking about his rodeo days, too. And Uncle Bones says, Mr. Lee, tell her Uncle Bones 2 sent you. Deborah Hatswell. Yeah. Does she have Uncle Bones, does she have like a regular like live stream or anything? Should she be on the Paranormal TV Guide? If she has a regular live stream, she should probably be on there. There's so many out there, like I'll probably never get them all, you know. Probably never get them all. Welcome to the chat, that mom. So let me see here what the intro sounds.
All right, we are live. Thanks everybody for showing up and welcome to the show. I've got a very interesting guest tonight. We have Joe Pass, also known as the one and only the Squatching Cowboy. So how you doing, Joe?
I'm doing all right. Even better now it's on your show.
Well, it is what it is, y'all.
Yeah. So there it is, y'all. Check that out. That mom says, hi, Lockbeard. Welcome. I don't know what else to say about the UK Bigfoot stuff, the British Bigfoot. Other than Mr. Lee it looks like there's plenty of sightings over there. So apparently I was mistaken that Great Britain is not Bigfoot free, and Mr. Lee has a much bigger job to do over on Moog's channel with the British Bigfoot report. No pressure, Mr. Lee. Uncle Bone says, yes, she does lies, but I don't know her schedule, Lockbeard. I just watch when they come up. Cool. I mean, some people don't have schedules. And to those people, I would say, look, you really need to have a regular schedule so that people know when you're going to come up, you know, so they can, they may want to plan to, you know, instead of stopping at a restaurant on the way home from work, just go on home so they can watch the show, you know, because it's harder to do that when you're out and about, right? Or maybe they've been watching something else and they don't know that this show is going to be on. But if it's at random times, it just messes everything up. So it's best to have at least something that's at a regular time. And then people get in the habit of, you know, always checking in at that time. It's just better that way. Mr. Lee says, someone suggested I smudge this place for bad energy. What do you think of smudging, Lockbeard? I don't know what to make of it. I don't know that it's real or not. But if you think it's going to help you, have at it. Yes, you are. You're neglecting your duties. So we expect to see you doing the British Bigfoot report over on W2F Live next time. No pressure, Mr. Lee. No pressure. Yeah, I saw Moke's talking about that the other night. He's been smudging. He'd be a smudging. So he probably, when you should ask about it, sounds like he's got a lot more experience with it than me. You know, I've never smudged anything. Moog says, hey, so this Thursday is my 200th live show. Awesome. So probably everybody here should be there. Drag some other people there. Check it out. Batmom says, I think smudging may be what you manifest with. I could be wrong. Yep, that's what doing 2 shows a week gets you. 200 shows. Mr. Lee, you coming on, right? Yeah, I mean, it's Mr. Lee, it's the 200th show of WTF Live. It'd be perfect time to start doing the British Bigfoot report. Yep. Pokemon says all her shows I have seen were in the afternoon here in Texas. Must be early evening in England. In England at LOCKBEARD. Yeah. Well, like we started, it's 6 o'clock Central Time here in Oklahoma, and where Mr. Lee's at, it's like we're starting at midnight. Jen says, awesome, Mogs. Mr. Lee says, Mogs, that's fantastic, man. I can't believe I've watched almost 200 of your shows, man. No, what do you mean, no? Come on, Mr. Lee. It is time. It's time. It's time. You Mogs can discuss smudging. You can discuss smudging. Uncle Bone says, congrats to Mogs. Perfect time, says Mogs. Yep. You may consider. Come on, Mr. Lee. You just gotta click that link. Just click it. Just take the jump. Take the jump. I mean, come on, man. Just do it. Is the I don't know if you got your link to it up yet. That show, upcoming 200th show. That's not what I'm looking for. Not up yet, but doesn't matter. Because there's still his channel. I'll put that link in there because it's convenient at the moment. Batmom says, yeah, that's 200 shows equals 800 hours. I won't get back. 800 hours. These shows are typically 2 hours long. I mean, some of them are longer, but Mr. Lee says, hit it for LOCKBEARD. Only has 3 likes. Yeah, well, you know. This is going to be a slow growing channel, Mr. Lee. See, I ain't like Pine Island Research over there. Like, he started his channel after mine, and he just blew right past me. Right past me, as expected. You didn't twist her arm, Batmom. Yep, didn't twist your arm. Mr. Lee says 12 on mine. Says Jen. Uncle Bone says 14 here. Wait, 14 what? Wait a minute. $14 shows? What? That mom says, I can't count. I just made up a number. My brain can't compute numbers. That's all right. Jay says, I feel better now. Because you had your cake. That mom says, I know I had nothing else to do. I'm a loser, but I wanted to put the responsibility on someone else. Sorry, Mogs. Well, Yeah, he wasn't gonna let that slide. He likes thumbs up. Uncle Lockbeard says Uncle Bones. Mr. Lee says Jeff can talk all day though. He's like best salesman on earth on the year. Yeah, you gotta like wrangle him in. He'll start talking and like we'll go on like we gotta put him on a timer. It's like Jeff, you gotta stop talking and let your guests talk. But he just goes and just goes and goes. Grasshopper says, "King of losers, heh." Oh, well, there ain't no losers. There ain't no losers here. There are no losers here. Jay says, Bat Mom, you're not a loser. You're a beautiful, intelligent woman. Oh, that was nice of Jay. So, Jay, you going to survive that trip over there for the camping trip? You seem a little worried about getting over there. Expect y'all to have some good times over there and maybe see some squatch. Don't remind you? Oh, I'm sure you'll be all right. If you don't watch your P's and Q's, she'll break something off in you. And considering the situation is probably going to be your own. Man, the animals are just so quiet right now. I don't know. They've all had a long day, I guess. Like even the guineas aren't making any noise. Batman says, "Oh my God, not everyone deserves a trophy for freaking participation. Some people are losers. It builds them up to fight. I never got a participation award for watching NASCAR pansies." Jay says, "I'll be lucky to make it alive with Stevie B." He'll be all right. He'll be all right. Y'all are gonna you're gonna make it to the what did y'all call that thing? Did you pick a title? Is it Mogollon Monsters Bigfoot Investigators Annual Orgy Camping Trip? Uncle Bon says, "Oh, get a room, Jay Fretz." Mr. Lee says, "Your beard's growing fast now, Lockbeard. Not as good as mine, though. Well, take a little time to come in. Take a little time." Nikki says, "Joe needs us on his channel right now." Why? What's going on over there? Don't give Jay any false hope. He'll be all right. He'll be all right. We got to bombard Joe's channel. Why? What's going on over there? Let me see here. Let me see here. What's he? Is he live right now? He doing a random live right now?
Van Chen Van Dorselaer. Hope I pronounced your last name, Sharon, if you're watching. I don't see you yet, but or if you, I hope I didn't butcher your last name. So what Sharon commented was, Joe, I struggle with anxiety from experiencing traumas in life. I understand how crippling it can be. For someone to say those cruel things to you is plain wrong. You have many friends who are ready to listen to you and help you. Maybe you could do a show on this subject and raise awareness. It might help you and in turn help others. I hope so. And I took her advice to heart. It took a little more impetus, and there is something else that put me over the edge and made me decide to do this show. And I'll get to that too. However, that person's name I won't divulge because it was in a private email to me. But however, I think what he said was very important to hear.
Yeah, sounds like something's up with Joe. I don't have to listen to two things at once. Well, you know, there's no reason why I need to go full 2 hours here. It sounds like, you know, we all might want to slide on over to Joe's channel anyway and make sure he is okay and he is feeling supported. So that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and cut out. We've been on, you know, over an hour anyway, and you know, the main point was, Mr. Lee, get on Moog's show and do the British Bigfoot report now. So let's all go see what's up with Joe and make sure he's okay. Thank you all for coming, and I will see you over there.